Hello and welcome back to Satisfactory Update 4. In our last episode, we updated quite a few items on the bus and made sure that their settings were correct, added machines where we needed to, and are now producing the correct amount, or at least able to produce, if we have the right or enough input ingredients, the correct amount of many things. A lot of the basic kind of tier 1 and tier 2 items, our plates and rods and things like that, all the way up through, I think, both the baby Borg cubes and the Borg cubes. And then we started looking at what was up still with aluminum, the aluminum casings, or all-clad casings specifically, as well as, and then we found out that, well, I didn't do all the math, and that I didn't update all the math, I should say. And so we needed to fix it, but we also, But we also found out that part of fixing it was going to need to be fixing the coke down here. And we attempted to put in another refinery, but as you can see, it just won't fit here. We could potentially move it, but I really can't be bothered. So we're just going to overclock this, I think, 2 times, and we're going to produce 201.6. Yep, and that'll work. That'll end up just producing a crap ton and using a crap ton of power in the process. We need to upgrade this lift here because it was only a Mark II lift and everything else was Mark III. We updated that whole belt all the way back, and that should take care of things. Looks like it is. This is indeed able to unload faster than it needs to because a Mark III lift, oops, I always hit the wrong button, I don't know why, is 270. And we're only producing 201, so it can unload faster than it can make, which is appropriate. So now that we're producing a sufficient amount of coke, this is all Mark III belt here where the coke is on, assuming, yeah, I think that's the coke belt there. And here and there and everywhere. We're going to go up to the aluminum area now and see if we can finish tweaking things up there. And it's going to require a lot more shards, but as I said, I can't really be bothered to try and rearrange things to where we don't need to use shards, even though that was kind of sort of a goal in the original, design of this base or whatever, was to not use any overclocking, any shards. Let's switch to the flight suit here. And so we need to place a third refinery for both of these processes, so let's go ahead and start this one. I need to find the right spacing. I think it's there that I want it. Not sure why I have them so far spaced apart. Some of it is because of... Actually, that is exactly what it is. As you can see, when they both pop out, if you don't space your refineries apart that far, they clip into each other. And that's kind of an annoying thing. But I guess that's the way that it is. And let's go and find sloppy aluminum. And we need to add in... Oops, wrong button once again. We need to add in a lift here. Actually, we need to add in the whole thing here. Let's do that. And you are a Mark III lift, which I think is appropriate still. This is going to need, we'll have to do the math, but it's definitely more than 120, even if we have to reduce the math here. And our total amount of bauxite that we need into this area, according to the calculation, is 512.3, which means that this Mark IV belt is no longer enough. We need to use a Mark V belt. Let's go ahead and put that in. Here, and here, and there. Oops. Then a Mark V lift goes here, and there. And then we'll do a Mark V belt here, and here. There, and there's our train, and there. And that takes us all the way back. Oh, wait a minute, I think I remember there being a short belt here. Yes, I do. There's a tiny little nub of a belt because reasons. And that would have caused problems. One little nub of a belt is all you need to make a mistake. Okay, so let's take a look at, I guess we need power here. I think we can just use, oops, I think we can just use this power line, this power pole here, like that. And then we need to take out this and this. And we need to put in a another refinery here. And I think that means, yeah, that means we're going to take this out. And this, yes. Yeah. This out. This and this and this out. This power pole goes away. And then this one gets upgraded instead. And those get connected across to... Oops, this goes away first. And then those get connected across to there. And then I could downgrade this pole, I guess. It was upgraded before. And then we need to put another refinery in here. And that goes right there. And that is the aluminum, electro-aluminum scrap. And that's going to need power as well. Let's do... I think we'll do a bespoke power pole right in here for it. And there. Now we can do some connection. Let's go here to there. Uh-oh. I have too much stuff. Well, let's dump out this here. I must have had some partial stacks or something, because I now have, well, I have one empty slot, but I must have had a partial stack of something in there. And then, let's see, that's going to work eventually. Why is it not working yet? Oh, no water yet. I didn't hook the water pipe up. Yeah, let's do that first. That goes first. Take this out. Oops. Take this out. This goes right in here. And when you're floating, these things are a lot easier to hook up. This goes over there. And this goes here. Now, the... yeah, okay, it's good. It's good. It's working. The amount of total alumina we need is 614.8. But 10 of that goes directly into this. So... that means, if I get a calculator out, that 604.8 goes into the electrode aluminum scrap. Divide that by 3. That means we need 201.6 being produced at this refinery. 201.6. And 201.6. Those are both at 84%. And then this one needs to be 211.6 to make up for that extra 10. And that'll produce all of the alumina that we need. And then we need to have a pipeline junction cross. I'm going to put you like this, though. Just there. Vertical. If it makes a difference, it doesn't. And that should continue taking care of that. Hopefully I didn't starve you out for too much for too long. But I don't think it would have really mattered a whole lot. And then this is... we need to check the clock on these also. We also need to bring this coke in. We had the 201.6, so that's a Mark III belt there. Mark III lift here. Mark III belt here. So let's just do this part. And then this is just a Mark II lift because they need to have just over one Mark I belt. And that takes care of that. Now, the aluminum scrap, we need 1,008. Divided by 3. 336 each. So that means, of course, that we need to overclock this a little bit. It makes the clock speed 112. 336 and 336. Now there's a problem. In the 10.8 of these. No, 16.8 of these. I'm trying to find the recipe. Aluminum ingot, 16.8, yes. In the 16.8 of these, we need to divide those evenly amongst these three. And the problem is, we need to do a couple other things too, I guess. But the problem is that we need to do this so that these are producing. And the problem is, well, the problem is the belt can't handle any more than what was it, 700 and something. So it goes there temporarily. So we need to figure out how we can make this work with those 16.8, and I have an idea. Okay, and then we need this thing here. If I can try. The problem is you can't control the way this thing flies, the speed at which this thing flies. Maybe it's better just to sit down here. And oh, I see another box of shame. Nope, can't sit down there either. Okay, I think that'll be close enough. I'm sure I have boxes of shame everywhere. Those go away. And then this goes here. I'm gonna go up. The only difference is slight. This is the longer piece here and the shorter piece up on top. So that should work. I should pump that out. This pump should handle it. We want this to have power. Ooh, we want that to have power. That's a problem. Who disconnected power to that? This apparently needs to be upgraded. There. Mark II. I wonder how and when I did that. And why everything's not broken. It kind of is. Okay. So my idea is 16.8 divided by 3 is fairly even. It's 5.6. So potentially every 5 of the, if I make 15 of these, then every 5 of these would need a dedicated belt of aluminum scrap. And then I overclock every 5th one to 1.6, down here 60%, which means that I'm going to use a lot of shards. But that's really the only way that I know how to do this reasonably. So if I'm going to do that, then I have, let's see, I have 5 here. That's good. That means this one could connect to those 5 alone. And then we can just divide this into, is there 10 here? No, we're actually gonna need to take one out. That's kind of good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna take this one out. But let me see. I think first I want to remove this belt. And this belt and this belt. Actually, let's take this one out too. So each one of these, by the way, is producing 336. So that is a Mark IV belt. Let's take this out too. So we don't need the Mark V anymore. We can downclock these to Mark IV or down, whatever. Something, these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This goes out. Okay, and then we're gonna let that drain out. In the meantime, let's dump this in. I do have a box of shame. Okay, I need to trash some stuff, I think. Let's fly really quickly over to the shredder down here and get rid of some junk. Sort. Maybe some of this cable. Some plastic, sure. All of this sulfur, for sure. These can probably go. These can probably get reduced. A few of those, a few of those. That helps. Apparently could use some more motors. Let's shred these here as well. Even though those are expensive. I think that'll help some. I'm probably missing something obvious. Maybe even these computers here. That I could easily shred. The problem is I have a lot of equipment. And I believe that they should change the way the equipment works. Even if they don't want us to be able to have more than one active thing at a time. I think they should change the way that the equipment works. So that we don't have slots taken up by equipment. This doesn't seem right. You go in there. Actually, you know what? You take all of those too. And output them. Alrighty. So, and then, oh crap, we're gonna need... Wait, no. Aluminum ingots. 504. Okay, right, because it's 2 to 1. 2 of these makes 1 of these. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to output... one of these needs to go up in a lift, and I think I'll make it this one. Just at that level. And then this needs to go... it doesn't really matter if it's a splitter or a merger, I guess. It's gonna be a tight fit, but it's got to I got to do what I got to do here. Or do I? No, let's not even do it that way. Let's do it this way. It'll come out like this. Invalid shape. Does it need to go over by 1 more? This way? It's too close to the lift. Okay, well then I guess I need to use the splitter method. Or the merger method. It doesn't really matter because I'm just going 1 to 1 here. Dang it. And this is a tight lift, but that's okay. I'm going to do the right speed here in a little bit. And then this one comes out to that same point, makes this turn, and is going to just tuck under. And go this way. This needs to be replaced, and so do these, with a belt, or a splitter like this. And these are still just, yeah, Mark 1. Well, one of these is each going to have to be Mark 2. And then that's just a Mark 4. Now... well, I guess I could have kept 2 of these together. It's okay. Why are you not working? Because some idiot didn't put in a lift. Why is that too close? Okay. Interesting. Let that flush out. Let's see. So we are here. Let's come down. And that could just go in like that. And then these all need to come out. Actually. And we need another separate row of them here. Right? And then this is going to be... I think I'm going to do this one slightly differently. I'm going to do this here. And then bring the lift down. this way. And then this will go in here. This will go this way. Okay, now we can upgrade these belts. Let's see, you all need to be Mark 4. Mark 4 lift. Oh, another Mark 4 lift. There, 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 and there. And that should get all these things flowing. And we are still slightly, as mentioned... Why is this one not... Because I didn't put a lift on this one either. Wow, Wally, you are really slacking. These are the last two that I added. That must be why I didn't put the lifts on them. And you are just getting started. And I missed a belt right there. Makes a difference, as always. Alrighty, so then we need to do the upgrade, do the boost, I should say. The problem is it's going to require 2 shards to boost each third of this. And one option is to put both shards in here and go to 160%. That takes our power from 4 megawatts to 8.5 megawatts. The other alternative is to boost 2 of them at 130%, as that takes our total power between the two from 8 megawatts to 12.2. The first one was 8 point what? I've already forgotten. Plus 4, 8.5. So actually, it's cheaper power-wise to do it this way. So that's the way we're going to do it. And this means we need to have Mark II belts inputting here and here. And then I'm going to do these 2 here. Can I see in there, please? There we are. You and you. And then I'm going to do these 2 way over here at the very beginning or the end, depending which way you're looking at it. You get a shard and 130. Likewise. And the outputs are still fine to be a Mark 1 belt because they are because it's half the items. So no matter, even if we're overclocking it a little bit, it's only outputting 39, so it's still a Mark 1 lift. And then the output belt needs to be aluminum ingot 504. This is a Mark 5 belt, which is perfect. And hopefully it's a Mark 5 belt all the way around. Looks to be 2, 3, 4, 5. Mark 5, Mark 5. It looks to be. And this should output everything we need. Hopefully. Okay, now we can look at this part down here. This is stopped. These are full, filling, and filling, which is all we want because there's only a small amount that go beyond anyway. Everything else goes in here. And these needed 150, so that's a Mark 3 lift. Perfect. There's a Mark 5 belt till that point, and then it's Mark 1 after. That's good. And then these are also, wait a minute, 75 copper. It's Mark 2. 75 times 3 plus 10 is 235. So is that good for Mark? Yeah, that's good for Mark 3. We probably don't have enough copper coming in. Maybe that should what we should do for the rest of this episode is to check the smelters, because I think that's where we're going to be slacking at next. So hopefully that produces the the things we need. It looks to be a nearly, like maybe 3/4 full Mark IV belt, so around 360-ish. And we need, find the aluminum casings right there, 337.5. So I think we're good. Famous last words. All right, so we'll let that go. Let me mark these as done. Let's see. We actually have more stuff to check, but we'll mark these as done. All-clad aluminum sheets and all-clad casings. And then let's actually keep going this way. Here we have cable. We just have one manufacturer making the insulated cable. This is Calidorn's favorite recipe, because he doesn't understand why someone would want to use rubber to make something that you can just make out of copper. But I like it. I think it's fun. I think it's fun to use the alternates. And that didn't change. That's still 30 rubber and 45 copper wire. So we're going to leave that alone. This is fused wire. We might have a different demand of this now. 3 full assemblers. Oh, we probably don't, because... Yeah, we don't, because I was just doing overflow into the mall, and we're just overflowing maybe a different amount now. So let me mark that as done as well. And then the next one is... and by the way, this takes a little bit of a deuterium to make that copper wire instead of just using all copper, which is just kind of an interesting thing. It's probably not the best idea, but it's kind of fun. And then we have fused quickwire, which is kind of the same concept, but it's using more copper instead of deuterium to make quickwire. And that we need to change. Let's see. Fused quickwire. Yeah, we need 12 assemblers of this. And this is the one where we have to figure out exactly how we want this to work. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And yeah, we're going to have to make some more. Okay, so let's take a look at how this is going to work. This is going to take a minute. Let's find the quickwire here on my spreadsheet. So we have 1,080 that need to be made. 765 alone goes to the silicon speed connectors. Everything else then goes to the everything else. If I looked at, let's see, each one of these makes how much? 90. Where can we get with 90? 765 divided by 90. 8.5. Can we use another 90 someplace? I'm sorry, another 45 someplace. Kind of, yes. If we combine the demand for silicon speed connectors, which is 765, plus the demand for iodine infused filters, which is 16, plus the demand for AI limiters, which is 25, that's 806. And if we divide that by 90, that puts us at just a shade. 810 would be 9 constructors. And I have a buffer of over 100 going to the mall. So we could waste a little bit of production that way and have 9 going into one line, and then having the other 3 going into the other line, feeding the 52.5 going to Katerian computers, and 120 going to Quickwire stators, and then just over 90 from that line as well going into the mall still. And that'll be fine. So we need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This, what we have set up here, would be enough to go onto that first belt. So actually I need to switch this one over to be onto that same belt as these. So let's take this out, take this out, take this out, and then we'll put one of these in here. And you can connect there instead, and you can connect here instead. We'll make this all a Mark V. And then we'll do a Mark V lift. 1, 2, 3. Okay. There. There. Mark V belt again. And you go there. And that is... Oh, that might actually be too much. I just thought about that. Crap. That's actually too much. That's only can only carry 780. So I need to do something different. 780 divided by 90 is 8.667. Well, that's actually okay still. We just won't have as much for them all. In the end, that'll be the change. And then I want to put in 3 more of these here. And this pillar's gonna have to go away. And we might have to actually make some changes here for copper sheets as well. Yeah, let's bring those up earlier. Bring them up here instead of over there. You are... How tall are you? 16. Okay. This goes away. That was a something lift, Mark III lift. And it's 16 tall. There. This goes here. And then there. This can come out then. And that should still be fine. You hopefully can now fit in here. That's interesting. I never would have thought that that would work, but it actually looks okay even. Because it fits kind of in that empty space in between the frame and the machine itself. So I'm going to leave it. I like it. Why is that? Oh, I know why that's so crooked, because I was trying to bypass not clipping through that lift. Okay. And then, let's see. This beam needs to come out. Or we could be fancy, maybe. Oh, yes, we can. This one comes out, and this one comes out. Let's see if we can do this insanity. Let's do walls. I need the doorway walls. Let's go visit the, well, I guess I could just make one, but it's right over here, so it's kind of good to just go visit. I have a crazy idea now. Let's see, walls. I want the metal conveyor walls pack. Cart. And buy all. Alright. Let's see if this lines up. I don't know if it's going to or not, but if it does, that is hilarious. And awesome. All at the same time. So I need to use the 2 or the 3 because we don't have an offset single. You go... that way? Let me look at the other one. Yeah, I want the black markings on the outside. It does not line up. Dang it. And it won't line up to the center one either. Maybe. Okay, sit down. So we don't... It's gonna be... Wait a minute. How did I get... It's going to either be that way, or it's going to be offset to the center. Well, crap. Do I make a bunch of edits for this, or do I just move this pillar? I'm just going to move the pillar. I think I can do a pillar here instead, if I move this power pole. Needs to go in by 1. Okay, it's connecting there and there. I think we'll just do this then. This goes to that one, and to that one, and to that one. Look at that. Okay. And now we're good again. This gets changed. So you are... Here's Quickwire, and you can have this, and you can have these also. Go into flight mode again. Actually, I should be placing both of these, I suppose. And then I can just do the stack later. And that one goes there. In a lot of ways, it's actually easier to do that. If you're doing a row, place all the bottom ones first, and then place all the upper ones after. Because then you don't have to fight with a stupid rotation bug. There's a thought. Okay. And we need to change this. So for this row now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 37.5. 8 times 37.5 is 300 copper. That's the one that's on the top. So that needs to be a Mark IV belt coming in from here. And each one of them just needs a little bit. Yeah, so just a Mark I lift would be good. There. There. And there. Okay, and then Caterium is 7.5. So 8 times 7.5 is 60 even. Ooh, nice. So we can keep this with the Mark I belts. I love it when a plan comes together. Alright. And that should take care of those. And now those need to output onto a nearer merger. It's lined up with this. They're going to be... Is that too tight? Might be. Let's see. Can I get a belt in there? I can get a belt in there. Except that it needs to actually be Mark II. Because of course it does. Okay, and then these three go together to make 270, which happens to be a Mark III belt. And then we need to do some rearrangement. Let's see, Mark III lift then, I suppose. And then a Mark III belt again. Go there, there. A lift there. And then I'm out of my power range again. And this belt needs to go now through the mall instead of stopping at the mall. Which is something that we need to probably... Yeah, that's something we need to do some editing for. So I'm going to wait on that. I fell again, and I took damage because I'm falling too far. And I just saw the time. So I think we've satisfied this bit enough. We need to do some tweaking. Oh, no, I guess we haven't. Let's do one more thing. Let's put in some power poles. Here. This one's going to get placed differently, I think. Yeah, it's going to come in just a little bit. That's fine. And this one here. It's right there. Drifting just a little with the, okay, that didn't work. And those should be good now. No, I guess I gotta set the recipes. Use Quickwire? Still no power? Did I miss? Yeah, I need to connect that one. And you get fuse Quickwire as well. Okay, so we're going to leave this here. We need to do the tweaks still around the mall and how things are connected into the mall. We also need to look at copper sheets and then a lot of the smelting of ingots up here on the next deck. So we will take care of that next time, and then we can head down into the oil area. As I mentioned in the end, or at some point in the last episode, if you are interested in me using the new alternate recipes, the ones that don't require the water step for making the fuel, let me know in the chat or in the comments or on Discord, which you can find in the description, and I will use those recipes. I'll convert the oil area over to be all those recipes. If you want me to stick with the way that I have it, then, well, tell me that too. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.